Peace, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. And I just want to say good morning to you. Today is Monday. Today is another week that you can be successful, another week that you can be blessed. And it is early in the morning. I'm sure the kids are out of school. For those who have children, school age children, I should say, those who have school age children, um, I guess enjoy your time with them because they will probably be on their computers, laptops, Facebook, doing everything else, probably except being with you. But that's just the cost of your children getting older. I'm just saying. But good morning again. Like always, we always start in the spirit of gratitude. So I thank you. I appreciate you. I applaud you every morning that you get up and able to tap into this. But without further ado, what I want to do is show you today's episode is being sponsored by the Austin Area Urban League, and they have an event that's coming up this weekend. So without further ado, let me pull you into our sponsors ad.
Quincy Dunlap, President and CEO of the Austin Area Urban League. I'd like to invite you guys out to the first inaugural HBCU Basketball Invitational, featuring Austin's own Houston-Tillotson University, Wiley College, Talladega College, and Langston University. Come on out, have a good time. The reason the Austin Area Urban League is doing this is because we want to highlight the HBCU experience and give others the opportunity to engage it in a remote type of experience. We wanted to bring the HBCU experience to Austin and Central Texas. So whether you in Killeen in Bell County or San Antonio in Bexar County, come on out, have a good time, experience. On the 22nd, the HBCU Full Court Prep Basketball Camp and Clinic. On the 23rd, the first round, you would also experience a college fair and a career fair happening in the rotunda outside while the basketball game is going on. Then on the 24th, which is obviously Thanksgiving, there will be the finals, the third place game and the finals, the awarding of the big trophy to the champion. So come on out, have a great time and experience HBCU athletics and the HBCU environment.
All right. And if you ever felt like you need to be on the Consistency is Currency podcast and you would like to sponsor our segment, just simply send an email out to consistencyiscurrency gmail.com. So again, if you ever want to be a sponsor where I can put your commercial up, video up, whatever it is, peace, Grand Rising, Mr. Johnson. If you ever want to be a sponsor of Consistency is Currency, just send us an email. Again, consistencyiscurrency at gmail.com. And we will talk about what that looks like for you. We're able to put your images, we're able to put your commercial videos. I can run that on the front, or I can run it in the middle, or I can run it at the end. I would just say prime time is always up front, and then at the end, it's okay. But I think up front will always be better. All right, so without further ado, we're going to be dropping some jewels today. I know you guys see the title itself. Let me put the title. Let me put the caption up because I want to see who's favored. Who is favored? Are you forever favored? That's the question. That's the question of the morning. Could be the question of the week, but that's the question of the morning. Are you forever favored? I just want to tell you and let you know that you can be forever favored, but it's your choice to be forever favored. It's a thought process. It could be a reality. It could be a process of thought or a state of mind of being forever favored. Now, this is going to be a twist. I'm going to twist it a little bit, but I'm going to give you some good. Then I'm going to twist it when they get towards the end, especially when we get to the deep dive. So again, the question for you is, are you forever favored? All right, you with it? All right, let's go. Forever favored. Let me switch this out. All right, there you go. All right. Good morning. How was your weekend? if your weekend was great and was blessed, whatever it is, drop an emoji, whatever that emoji is. To me, that's how your weekend was. 'Cause sometimes putting things into words don't always come out, initially like you want it to. But sometimes dropping an emoji or sending an emoji, that just might be how you feel. So drop whatever emoji that you're feeling right now for your weekend. I don't care if it's balloons or whatever it is. That's that's what your weekend was like, but you're gonna put it in a nonverbal type of action through an emoji. All right, so let's go ahead and jump. Forever favorite. Like for me, I'm gonna tell you where this came from. My titles and subjects always come from somewhere. I feel that my superpower is um, inspiration. That's my superpower, inspiration. When you know what your superpower is and you know what your gift is, you're the only thing that you should do or want to do after you have figured out what your superpower is to operate in that superpower. Right? So what's your superpower? That's not what we're talking about, but I do want to know, like, what's your superpower? That one word. Don't give me a long drawn out uh definition or whatever it is. In one word, sum it up. What's your superpower? My superpower is inspiration. Like, what's yours? Put it in the chat. I'm gonna look at it in a minute, but not right now. But I do want you to drop it. What's your superpower in that one word? All right, forever favorite. So I was I was at the gym. I went to, what's that? Planet Fitness, the purple one. Yeah, went to Planet Fitness and I was running and I was listening to different videos. Um, because I guess like when I run, that's like it's like a prayer closet for me because that's where I find a lot of inspiration is when I'm running because I'm not competing against anyone else except what I am competing with inside of my thoughts because I'm not challenged with, I'm just gonna be transparent. I'm not challenged with someone asking me to do something. Right? I'm not challenged with an obligation from someone else or a text message from someone or me feeling like I gotta go fix it. I just have to fix myself because that's me inside of, that's my space. So that's my closet. My running is my closet. When I drive, that's my closet too because I'm in my space. I'm in my moment. And that's like my room. That's my prayer closet. That's where I find my my sanction. That's where my thoughts begin to formulate is when I'm either uh running or driving and it's just me in the silence and it allows me to be in my space. So as I was running, I was listening to who was I listening to? I think Eric Thomas this time. Like I listened to a whole plethora of speakers because it allows me to hear it from a lot of other people. Sometimes you want to plug into someone in order for you to get recharged. So I was plugged in and he was saying something and all I heard was like forever favored. That's not what he said, but that was something that came into my mind of forever favored because the thing that he was talking about was kind of like being accountable because accountability is not anyone else's responsibility but our own. And I'm going to say that again. Accountability is no one else's responsibility but our own. Put favored inside of the chat. Again, accountability is no one else's responsibility but our own. Forever favored. All right, the first word, the first definition of favored is work to the advantage of. And again, like always, you're going to get inversions, whether it's red over white or white over red. Again, if I say red over white, pay attention to the words that are in red. Flip that. If I say white over red, pay attention to the words that are in white. And then from what you see, I want you to put inside the chat your understanding of it, or your rendition, or whatever it is that you're feeling about what you see. Because I like to get the mind going and get the brain being able to function in a functional way, like in the morning, because it can actually help and assist you with guiding yourself throughout the day. That's why I do a lot of definitions, because again, we have to understand the origin of words in order for us to understand the origin of our thoughts. Because a word can take your thought and it can take you far, so far right, until you pull it back in with understanding. All right, again, the first definition of favorite, work to the advantage of, and the inversion that I want you to pay attention to and drop in the comments in your own way, is white over red, which is the advantage of. So again, the question that was proposed is are you forever favored? And in the inversion, it says the advantage of. So what advantages have you taken? Because it says the advantage of, but you forever favored. The advantage of, but you forever favored. What advantages have you not taken? What advantages of have you not taken? Favored. That's the first definition. Again, I'm going to pull you in. And the next definition of favored is feel or show approval or preference for. Feel or show approval or preference for. And the inversion that I want you to pay attention to is red over white. Show approval, preference for. Forever favored. And remember this past week when we had brought up study to show thyself approval, you got people who want to study and show themselves approval, but they're not approving of what or it hit. So what you are studying is not in approval of the direction that you strive to go to. So therefore, you're no longer in the favor. But we want to be forever favored, but what are you studying? Because it's not showing that to be an improvement in one, who you say you are, what you say you are, what dreams that you say you have, what goals that you say you have, and the direction that you strive to go to. But you favored, right? Show approve, but what are you? Remember back in the day we used to say show improve? I haven't heard that in so long because there's so many people that's not showing improving. They're saying what they want to be approved of, but they show nothing. Nothing is a big word. So I'll dial back in saying nothing, because that can be real big. That can be like, there's something that you can show me, right? So I would say they show not what they are considered to be approved, because they run the mouth and not run the feet, right? The direction that you're going with your feet is not the direction that you're going with your mouth. but you want to be favored. And you want a preference. Like you don't even choose yourself. You haven't choose yourself, but you want to be forever favored. But what do you choose when no one else is around that you are considered to be good? But forever favored. I'm gonna leave that alone. I can get deep on that one. But in the next definition, like we're just talking about favor. Like what is a favorite? I want to be favored, but what is a favor? And I want you to remember this because when we get into the deep dive, this right here is going to be a key part in understanding what the dive is about. All right. So it says a favor. What is a favor? A favor is a small gift or a souvenir. Y'all take this live and share it, especially before we get into this deep dive. Stop being selfish and share that. All right. It says favor is a small gift or souvenir, right? Forever favored. A small gift or souvenir. There's no inversion because I just want you to see this, and then we're going to dive. So sometimes you have to acknowledge, for one, that favor takes work, right? Favor takes work. And I'm going to tell you this, and I want you to understand it. Favor is the results of the process of thoughts, as well as favor is the results, just like Brother Johnson had put inside the chat. He put mindset. Favor is a result of a mindset, right? Favor is the activation or the activities that have taken place only after the mindset has changed. But you want to be forever favored, but your mindset is still the same in who you were when you was 18 and 21 and 22. But here you are in your mid to late 30s and 40s and still having mindsets of what you were back in the day, but you still want to be favored, but nothing about you has changed. You still falling for the same okie doke as you did when you was 30. But you want to be forever favored, right? Because it sounds good. I'm forever favored. Yeah, what about yesterday? I'm not saying, again, remember, accountability is the responsibility for you. That's just you. That's your accountability is your responsibility that you have to have for you. I can't be accountable for you because I can't be accountable for the thoughts that you have. I'm not in your thoughts, but your thought is reflected by the results of what you say and or do. All right, let's deep dive and we're gonna sum this up. Now, when I was building this out, it just, things began to hit me. Um, because we've all heard that our gifts will make room for you. But who told us what the room is? I'm gonna tell you what the room is. Well, I'm gonna tell you my rendition of what the room is, and if you feel that my rendition of what the room is makes valid sense, I want you to just put inside the chat makes sense. That's all I want you to put. All right, we've all heard that our gifts will make room for you. But remember, the only person that can knock you out of that room is you. favor is that room. Your gifts can make room for favor. Your gifts will make room for favor. Have anybody ever asked you, like, man, how did you get there? How did you get in that room? Like, man, and some people say, sometimes favor isn't fair. But because you have favor, doors open. It opened for the rooms that you have been striving to get to. Your gifts will make room for the favor. Makes sense. I know. But have you forgotten how you got into that room? Will you remember that forever favor is only when you know who you are? Like, I know who I am. I know I'm only supposed to be around certain people. Not people with names on it, but just certain people, because my energy is gifted, and I know that. My energy is special, and I know that. So I know I'm only supposed to be around certain people, and I'm okay with that. I'm not conflicted in that, in me saying that. I'm not conflicted in that thought. I'm not I'm not conflicted. I give that I operate in are favored, especially that space, because I am supposed to be there, and the favor keeps me in the room. My mindset keeps me in the room. And the only person that can knock me out of the room, I'm just speaking out loud, but the only person that can knock you out of the room is you. Some of us has forgotten about the long nights and the long weeks and the long weekends, because the definition of favor is small gifts. Those small gifts that got you in that room, you forgot about, so you put yourself out of the room. Because you forgot about the small gift that has built you up along the way. You've forgotten about the souvenir that you picked up along the way. Remember, like, when you used to drive with, I don't care, I don't know who it was, your mama, your granny, your uncle, or whatever it is. And remember, we used to stop at like rest stops. Some of y'all, I can't say everybody. We used to stop at like rest stops or those old country gas stations, and you pick up a souvenir, and they'll say the little shot glass or the little knickknacks your mom used to put up all over the house. And they'll have what? A souvenir of where you've been, just so you can remember that time, because that was a memorable moment. And then when people come, they're your mama's showing them the little knickknack cabinet or whatever it was called, and they'll say Texas or Louisiana or Oklahoma, and there's a story behind each one of them, but you've forgotten the souvenirs that you picked up along the way, and you're talking about I remember when. Of course you remember when, but what do you remember now? Because you forgot about the souvenirs that you picked up along the way. You forgot about the lessons that you learned. You forgot about the little knickknacks and the little jewels that was dropped, and people that poured into you. You forgot about those souvenirs along the way, but you want to be forever favored, but you forgot about you. You knocked yourself out of favor because of fear. You did. Stop blaming everyone. Stop blaming your old relationship. Stop blaming your mama. Stop blaming your daddy. Stop blaming your boss. Stop blaming your business partner. There is a time or a thought process that you had that knocked you out of favor. but you want to be forever favored. You want somebody to always give you something, but you didn't give yourself anything to begin with. Or you forgot the gifts that you've naturally had, but you waiting for somebody else's gifts to sprout, or you waiting for somebody else's gift to come into fruition and come into full bloom and full harvest. But you planted your seeds a long time ago. But because you wanted to look at everybody else's seed and see when their seeds are growing, you forgot that you was favored to begin with. Somewhere along the way, you got complacent with your small victories and you stopped operating in your favor because you forgot that you was favored. Forever favored, right? Operating in doubt, operating in those poor functioning faith. That fictional reality have taken over. And remember that favorable actions take place when you are favorably forever favored. All right, that's enough. Be forever favored because your gifts will make room for favor. And the results of your favor will be in full bloom. It will be in full visualization. And that's your responsibility after that. You can be forever favored, but you have to remember your gifts. You have to remember the souvenirs that you picked up along the way. I'm just a reflection of the souvenirs that I picked up along the way. How many of you remember your souvenirs that you picked up along the way? How many of you remember the small gifts that you picked up along the way? That's how you become favored, by remembering gifts, remembering the souvenirs that you picked up along the way, because it will show in the results. All right, that's enough. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna play the commercial again, just because they sponsored it, and then we gonna ride this out.
Quincy Dunlap, President and CEO of the Austin Area Urban League. I'd like to invite you guys out to the first inaugural HBCU Basketball Invitational, featuring Austin's own Houston-Tillotson University, Wiley College, Talladega College, and Langston University. Come on out, have a good time. The reason the Austin Area Urban League is doing this is because we want to highlight the HBCU experience and give others the opportunity to engage it in a remote type of experience. We wanted to bring the HBCU experience to Austin and Central Texas. So whether you're in Killeen in Bell County or San Antonio in Bexar County, come on out, have a good time, experience. On the 22nd, the HBCU Full Court Prep Basketball Camp and Clinic. On the 23rd, the first round, you would also experience a college fair and a career fair happening in the rotunda outside while the basketball game is going on. Then on the 24th, which is obviously Thanksgiving, there will be the finals, the third place game and the finals, the awarding of the big trophy to the champion. So come on out, have a great time and experience HBCU athletics and the HBCU environment.
All right, y'all make sure y'all click that link. And again, thank you to our sponsors at the Austin Area Urban League, CEO Mr. Quincy Dunlap. Click that link because a lot of times on Thanksgiving when we're done, we either go and watch movies, or go to the movies, or we watch movies, or we sit around and we clown, play cards, whatever it is. But go ahead and click that link and be a part of the HBCU experience that's going to be at the Cedar Park HBC. I mean HBC. Wow, Cedar Park HEB arena, and come out there and celebrate with your folks. Come out there and just plug into that culture experience. So, man, I appreciate y'all 100%. It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. Again, if you want to sponsor Consistency is Currency, just go ahead and send that email at consistencyiscurrency@gmail.com. And Miss Queenie, I did send you that email. Still waiting for you to be a guest. If you want to be a guest here at the to here on the podcast, again, send the same email to the same email address, and we'll see you out here. And be blessed. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week.